Hello, everyone. Dane here from Moving to Canada.
And Hugo from Moving to Canada.
We are back again, coming at you from downtown Montreal. Bit of a gray day here, bit dreary, bit misty, bit drizzly.
I like it.
I also like it.
It's actually warmer than it looks, I think. I think it's fair to say.
It is. I think it's a bit warmer than it looks.
Look, we're here. It's October 30th. We're in downtown Montreal, our usual spot here in Place du Canada. It's a beautiful place to be. Lots of greenery, still some leaves around, but we are here to tell you a specific piece of news. There's been an express entry draw. Dane, what happened?
There has been an express entry draw. So, Wednesday, October 30th, most recent express entry draw has just taken place just a couple minutes ago, as of the time that we're filming this video. And in this week's draw, 3,900 invitations to apply have been issued. And in this week's draw, the minimum CRS score cutoff was 475 points. So some of you might be a little bit surprised. That is a decent increase from what we've been seeing over the last couple of rounds. And the main reason for this is because 2 weeks ago, on October 16th, you might remember there was a draw, but it wasn't a normal draw. It was a draw that was restricted only to candidates from the Federal Skilled Trades Program, and there were only 500 invitations issued in that draw. What that means is that over the past 4 weeks, there has been more opportunity for people to enter the pool, to create express entry profiles, and there has also been more opportunity for people who are in the express entry pool to increase their CRS scores and get up into that competitive threshold. Because there are more people in the competitive threshold, that of course drives the CRS score cutoff up, and that's why we're seeing that increase. It's not unprecedented, but the last time we did see a CRS score cutoff this high at 475 for an all-program draw was nearly 3 years ago in December of 2016. However, we've also come to bring you some more news about immigration in Canada, because the express entry draw is not the only thing that's happened over the past couple of weeks. So, Hugo, what can you tell our viewers about Canadian immigration news that's happened in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, before I touch on the main piece of news, which was the election, I just wanted to say that there have been thousands of invitations issued to through provincial nominee programs since we last spoke to you on October 16th. We're talking Alberta, PEI, BC, Saskatchewan,
Quebec.
Nova Scotia. Anything else?
Quebec?
Quebec as well. So Quebec, technically not a PNP, but it is a province of Canada that has jurisdiction over its own program. So that's the majority of provinces in Canada since we last spoke have done draws. That's thousands of invitations sent, and through some of those programs, they're not necessarily aligned with express entry. So you don't even need to be necessarily eligible for express entry to immigrate to Canada through an economic program, or you might be in the pool and you're not quite reaching that threshold of 470 to 475 today.
Yeah.
And it's been in the 450s and 460s over the recent months. You might not be there, and you might need a points boost. You can get 600 points through an express entry aligned PNP, and within a few months you'll have your invitation and you can be here sometime next year. So PNPs are a great tool to come to Canada. Provinces are looking out for people with different skill sets, left, right and centre. Provinces from east coast to west coast of Canada. And over the last couple of weeks, they've really ramped up their invitations. I think we're getting closer to the end of the year, and they really want to use their full quota that's been allotted to them. So there's been a lot of invitations issued recently. But more importantly, perhaps, when we last spoke to you, we were talking about an election coming up. That was October 21st, so 9 days ago. I didn't get to vote because I'm not yet a citizen, I'm a permanent resident, but Dane beside me, maybe he voted, I don't know.
I did vote.
Yeah.
Gotta exercise your right to vote.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Liberals went into that election. That's the Liberal Party of Canada, led by Justin Trudeau. You might be familiar with him. He's very well known internationally. Well, more well known than previous Canadian Prime Ministers, right?
He's very good looking, so maybe that's a subjective point, but...
Justin Trudeau went into the election with a majority government. He came out of it still as Prime Minister, but he's got a minority. That being said, there may be some of his plans and his party's plans that will come to fruition over the next few months and years. First of all, they want to make access to citizenship for permanent residents in Canada free. It's currently $630 to apply. So that means that if you become a permanent resident and you have access to citizenship down the line, you become eligible. That might be free in the future, though who knows. They need support from other parties in order to get these ideas through. Also, the municipal nominee program. That's an idea that came up a few weeks ago. We wrote about it, we popped it out in our newsletter. We talked about it on previous live streams. Now that the Liberals have won, we might see that municipal nominee program, or MNP, come into the Canadian immigration landscape. Might work something like the PNPs, but basically it's cities and towns across Canada who will have access to the ability to nominate people for permanent residence. So you might have certain cities and towns that will have a certain quota, and they can recommend to the government that they want to nominate this family or that individual based on their local need. Municipal nominee program, I think we're going to be hearing a lot more about that in the next few months, and the first place to hear about it is on movingtocanada.com. That's movingtocanada.com. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter and all that good stuff. In fact, I want to talk briefly about the profile. Yeah. So you can go to our website and you can fill out a profile and you can sign up for our newsletter. And we talk about the Getting Started guide, which we will be bringing out a new edition in the next few months. The resume template, the cover letter template, the newcomers series, access to the roadmaps, including the Express Entry roadmap. But on previous editions of these videos, I forgot to mention that we can sign up for special offers from great businesses that we admire and trust across Canada. There's financial products, etc. One I want to talk about briefly is a company here called Public Mobile. When I first moved here from Ireland, I could not believe how expensive it was to have a phone. Not the device itself, but the plans, the contracts. Public Mobile have a great contract, which is far more affordable than some of the competitors. And I've seen more and more people use Public compared to some of the other plans. And Moving to Canada customers can have an exclusive code that they can opt in for. They don't even need to be in Canada. You can activate it after you arrive.
Yes.
And it's far more affordable than some of the competitors. So when you sign up for the Moving to Canada profile, we'll put that in the description, right? The link, put that in the description below the video. It takes about 5 minutes and you can get your promo code right there among all the other benefits I just mentioned.
Yeah, and we're always, developing new resources, developing relationships with other organizations in Canada. So having that profile makes sure that you stay up to date on everything new that we are coming out with. It's definitely worthwhile, totally free, just takes a couple minutes of your time. So thank you again so much for tuning in. We, of course, will be coming back on YouTube with the results from all future Express Entry draws, and you might have been noticing we've been dropping a lot of new content on YouTube, videos about jobs in Canada, videos about CRS score, provincial nominee programs, all this different sort of stuff. So if you do like what you're learning about here, in order to stay up to date, the best thing you can do is hit that subscribe button so you will get a notification whenever we're publishing new content, whether that be guides to Canadian immigration or news updates like this, bringing you the results of the latest Express Entry draws. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think that covers it for this week, but we will be back again probably in about 2 weeks with results of the next Express Entry draw.
Or maybe sooner, because who knows when these draws will happen.
It's true.
Or maybe longer.
Yes.
But usually it's every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll be back whenever it happens.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, guys.